Hey, welcome to TokuTalkers. Today we're completing the big three on the show because we're finally talking about a Kamen Rider show. But first, we're talking about Ultraman Omega episode 9 and GoZyuger episode 28 and 29.
Mm,
Um, I'm one of your wonderful co-hosts, Buster, and with me is my other wonderful co-host, Wyatt.
yeah, there I am.
Yeah, and let's just start off with Omega. This is probably one of the more unremarkable episodes in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, Omega unfortunately has been kind of the yeah, it's a show that we watch.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
I kind of feel bad that's like, oh, this is your first Ultra show week to week because it's like it's
yeah,
not a bad show. It gets the job done for like, oh, I want some Ultraman to watch,
yeah,
I feel like it's not like the first episode showed a lot of promise, and now we're kind of in this slump where it's like, oh, I guess
yeah,
the show's existing.
yeah. This episode had some entertaining stuff. It had like a cartoonish businessman.
Yeah,
But that goes all the way back to Mothra, or like
yeah,
the original Mothra movie from like the 60s, where it's like, what if we turned it into this giant egg into an attraction, and then this is just like even dumber. It's just the monster is there. Uh, they're going to turn it into an attraction. And, it has like a very loose plot thread of Kosei being like, man, I wish I had a lot of money. And then, Soroto being like, what is the value of money? And then, yeah, so that's kind of the episode. The monster
yeah.
wakes up and they fight it. He uses the tiger thing for the 400th time in a row to beat it. And he really should, really more variety between the dragon and the tiger forms, but, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, not a terrible episode, honestly, but it was. I
Yeah,
would
it also just doesn't
lie.
help that's like this is a reused kaiju. This isn't even an original kaiju like for the
You
show,
know
so
what
it's
series
just
it's
like
from?
it's I think it's from one of the original ones. Let me
Okay.
check the specific one. It's
Mm,
a Gobia,
mm,
and he is from he's from the original Ultra series. Yeah, he's kind
oh,
of he's
cool.
appeared a few times. Like he's appeared in X, Orb, G, Rube, Trigger, Arc,
Mm.
and now Omega.
Yeah,
So
because
that's
that's
really
one of
like the
those
only.
monsters I saw and was like, this looks familiar. Like, this definitely looks like a thing they've used before, but I couldn't put my finger on like when
Yeah.
they used it. So cool.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
that's kind of it. Like, just like I guess that really describes the episode. Just like some reused
yeah,
elements,
yeah,
but with just an Omega. I guess I don't know.
yeah, exactly. And there is, like I said, I compared it to to something that's in that like Toho universe. And
Yeah,
Subaraya did work on the Godzilla stuff before moving on to Ultra, obviously, but and so there's always like some shared DNA. But yeah, it's a very typical plot. Even I think I don't know, like even among things that aren't Ultraman or whatever that just do kaiju stuff, you're always gonna eventually encounter the plot of like businessman taking advantage of monster and then the monster breaks, and that's like King Kong as well, to a
yeah,
degree. But yeah, I don't know. I think the only, I guess, just like a checkup on the show, I like Soroto still.
yeah,
He's maybe not an engaging, like exciting character, but he's like fun.
yeah. He's chill.
Kosei, yeah, Kosei is fine. Again, I'm not a fan of his like screaming about like whoa, the secret, we gotta keep it secret. I think that's definitely like that ran dry like 5 episodes ago, and they're still going on with that. But again, 30. But, and then the scientist lady whose name is leaving me right now.
Ayumi. Yeah, she hasn't really
Not
gotten a
Yeah,
lot.
pretty bland character at this point. She's
Yeah,
just like kind of a vaguely pleasant lady that shows up and she'll like almost overhear or see something about the secret of who Soroto is, and then Kosei will like
yeah.
scream and mug at the camera about hiding his identity. So yeah, it seems like we're being kind of mean to the show, but I will say it's like a nice solid 3 out of 5 right now. It's not bad at all. It's getting the job
Yeah.
done.
That's
I'm
kind of
not.
how I feel. So for
Yeah,
like 6 to 7 out of 10.
yeah,
Um, But let's move on to the exciting stuff with
Mhm.
GoZuger episode 28, which ends a two-parter, and then I guess
Yep.
the next episode also starts a two. Man, we really messed up our
Yeah,
scheduling with
yeah,
the
exactly.
GoZuger
But
episodes,
that's
but
just
those,
because, yeah, I mean, we couldn't help it. You had to go
yeah.
on vacation and everything. So,
I mean, granted, both of these episodes are great, and I
yes.
really the 28 was great. A lot of great Bocat focus. Finally, like
Mhm.
kind of delving into her inner machinations and like, well, what does she want? And it's like
Yeah.
really living
Mhm.
up to her title of Bocat the Loving, and even we get
Yeah.
like a team up between her and Mashiro.
Which is
Like
cool.
yeah. And yeah, it just I also do like how they're still playing around of Honoro still not having a dream because he just
Yeah.
able to bypass the like brainwashing bullshit.
Mm.
And some of those fan delusions, oh boy, the Kinjino one was screwed up as hell.
Yeah, that that actually made me that made me kind of emotional. And
Yeah,
then also like Fire Candle, like his bond with Bouquet, like it felt like a nice reversal of like a few episodes ago with the Shinken
yeah.
Red stuff, where she was really worried about him. Now I'm like, do I ship these two? It's
Oof.
interesting. Yeah, it's just like I'm kind of into. I'm not 100% saying I do, but I'm
Yeah.
into the
There's
idea,
good character dynamics at play. There's great
Yeah.
character dynamics at play. That's
And
usually when
also,
people's like,
yeah,
"Oh, I ship this." Is like, "Oh, they're doing their job of making good
yeah,
character dynamics."
absolutely. And also like I talked about it before, but I just really appreciate like even Shining Knife and Sweet Cake, they are also friends. Like even though they look like monster guys in a big rubber suit, like they still have like a friendly coworker relationship with Fire Candle and Bouquet, and they're like really happy to see her back,
Yeah.
and on the team and everything. And even like Tega June being like very like graceful and forgiving about the whole situation. That's interesting just because you expect like the evil overlord villain to be like very like cruel and punishing for like defying them. But she's like, well, as long as you're living up to your name, and as long
Yeah.
as you like double down on your devotion to me, then all is
Also,
forgiven.
Kuon totally killed that guy.
Yeah. That's he killed the AI guy.
Yeah, I mean, he is
He
an AI
deserves
guy
it.
too. It's just like the worst people you know are fighting each other.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean the we talked about it before, but that like Battle Japan suit is pretty cool. The
Yeah, the
edgy
Stay
edgelord version of
Caesar.
it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Stay Caesar esque repaint or the boosted up version.
Hmm.
Yeah, just like it's a solid episode. It's like
Yeah.
it finishes. It's one of the more stronger too, because we've complained before on GoZuger how like a part two parter will start strong, but then it'll just kind of do the basic shit. But I do feel
Yeah.
like maybe because the first part was a bit like it was a bit
Yeah.
wackier.
Yeah.
Like the
Hmm.
normal, it's like getting like the two parter, the ending part was stronger here than previously.
Yeah, which I appreciate. Yeah, I think so. Like it felt like it really culminated in something. I like seeing her use her robot to fight the bad guy.
Yeah,
But then again, it's still blue balls. Gude Byrne, who has done literally nothing of note or has any personality
yeah.
whatsoever. Like it's
He
just
kind of had a
this.
personality. Like last episode, he
Yeah,
was like complaining, where it's like he's
this
just kind of
poor
like a
guy.
punch.
I'm just waiting for it to really like. All right, let's go.
Let's
Let's take
delve
off
into
with
these
this
mecha
character.
like
Yeah.
mecha drama. Like we're
Mm.
probably gonna get it around the 40s, I assume. But we got other stuff to deal with as next episode 29 shows. Oh boy, what an episode!
It's a pretty good episode, I think.
Yeah. Um. So let's get the big thing out of the way. Ryugi he's temporarily leaving the team, I assume,
Yeah.
because he's still in marketing material. He's still in the
Yes.
superhero time bumpers. So I assume this is a temporary, like, just homage to the Yellow Curse in the Showa era with Go Ranger and Bioman.
Yeah.
Where it's like they had to replace, um, they just had to replace. Oh God, sorry. They had to replace the sorry, just something in my body,
Hmm.
bugs.
Okay.
But anyway, they had to replace the yellow character in both shows because of production bullshit. and
yeah,
now they're
speaking of that, yeah, go ahead.
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say a different thought, but finish what you were saying.
Yeah, well, that's just kind of what they're referencing with. Oh, the
Yeah,
Yellow Ranger is like we're leaving with this one. It doesn't seem like again. It seems like the actor like there's not really production. It just seems like a storytelling thing, which is
yeah.
interesting.
I was gonna
Also,
say that that's happened with the suit actor for
oh
Goju
yeah,
Wolf.
yeah, because like
Um,
he was gonna retire by the end of this show anyway, but he had to do it a bit earlier because of the health stuff. So there's a new suit actor in for Goju Wolf now. Um, Koso Asai was the first one, and then the new one is let me check the new one.
but
Shigeru Itoi.
yeah,
Who is
I feel like when I first heard the information, it was a little misleading because it was like Goju Wolf is getting replaced. I was like, what the hell? They're what? Like they're replacing the main guy, and then oh, the suit actor, which doesn't necessarily mean that the suit actor like isn't an important role, but the way that it was framed at first, I thought they were talking about the person, like the face
yeah.
actor for the character was being replaced or was like bowing out. And I was like, that would have really been tragic because I
That
really
would
like that guy.
yeah, I really like
Um,
Horyu. But yeah,
yeah,
I guess like speaking of Ryugi, like that's the big thing with him. This episode, he's basically like, okay, it's a bit weird because they're using the plot of the summer movie to justify why
yeah,
he's like his final gambit, for lack of a better word. And we haven't seen the summer movie; it's not out on DVD yet. So
no, yeah. I mean, I am so out of the loop as far as the movies and everything go that I had no idea what it was even about or what was going on in it. So I was just like, okay, sure.
yeah, I guess this recap, like I thought they're talking about the summer thing. I was just like, oh, the summer episodes. It's like we're heading into
Yeah.
the like fall episodes. I was like, oh no, they're talking about the summer movie. And I don't know. It's like I don't mind them doing it, especially because they give like a recap. But it's like it just feels like oh, if I'm going from episode to episode and I don't have this movie to like lay down on, it's
Ooh,
like
that was a big problem in Gotchard. They
yeah,
would really just assume that you watched all the like side
movies.
material because there'd be an
Yeah,
episode where it's like, oh, remember when Renee did this thing? Like, no, I didn't know. I don't know what the hell she did. She's a writer now. Uh,
I mean, like, hey,
like
Akihiko Inoue also wrote that helped write that show, so maybe this is just like
yeah.
a thing with her shows or something. I don't
hmm
know.
A little,
Um,
yeah. It's funny because Toshiki Inoue is kind of known for his like obstinance towards integrating toy stuff into the show. Like he'll do it, but it's
yeah,
just like the most half-assed version of it every single time,
yeah, like
which is
John
like can
Murasame
be
is the biggest one I can think
Mhm.
of, where it's just like he
right.
is a character. I think he works as a character, but you can tell he did not want to write for this character. So
Yeah. Yeah, they came up with an idea and then he just like made this character that appears like four times or whatever.
yeah,
Looks really cool, but is otherwise like kind of unrelated to
the whole
the
conflict. He's
goings
kind of his
on.
own guy.
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
and honestly, that's kind of how I feel about Kumare, Mashiro, and everything. Is that like he at this point, like he feels like he's just a guy hanging out and unconnected to the wider plot and
I mean,
everything,
he
and
is like his backstory does connect to it. It's just a matter of just like
they're just like not
we're
focusing on it.
waiting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
where
don't know.
it's more about character dynamics. And speaking of character dynamics, we finally see what Ray's Infinity Calamity Ring does, and it's basically
hmm
like, oh, he could just use
Right.
the N gauge on multiple like rings at once, and it was
hmm
pretty cool how he has this Magi Ranger and Zenkaiser ring, and then when he fights the Zenkaiser, it goes to Zenkaiser Black. I thought that
Yeah,
was just
and
aesthetically
he's like,
cool.
"Whoa, I like this color,"
Yeah, so he's
Yeah,
probably gonna stick with
Brown Brothers,
Zenkaiser
baby.
Black for a while.
hmm
Because it's just oh that's the evil it's the eviler version even though it's not really
hmm
the eviler version it's a whole meta reason I don't know it's a whole
Yeah,
thing
yeah. It's pretty
but
cool.
like if
The monster is good this episode.
oh yeah I
The
completely forgot we were talking about all
yeah,
this like drama that there was a monster this
yeah.
episode uh
That being said, it is one of those episodes where they just don't beat it with the in the contest They're just like, whatever, we're gonna punch you until you're dead now,
Yeah.
because Ryugi shows up, and I think it's actually cool that they all like pin their hopes on him, and then he fails, but then it just like devolves into like the fight and everything. Then again, he does like he beats the monster by revealing like, oh, it's actually more courteous if you're doing something selflessly. You're being selfish, etc. And then like knocks him into the core of the earth with his hammer.
Yeah.
And yeah, so cool looking monster, fun like little nice funny scenes. I love Hoeru like still being like the punk butler guy from like like a
Yeah,
few
that was really
episodes
good. I
ago,
popped off when he
and
brought that
coming in
outfit.
and like just like playing up that character, and he was like, what, they ate that up at the cafe, and then realizing it's like, oh, that's one of those like role play cafes where people go in and expect to be treated a certain way. So like this normal sort of in hospitality is like that's what they're expecting here, so he's completely off the mark. But yeah, and then that just leads right into the like Ryugi has his he has his Usopp versus Luffy fight with
Yeah.
Koiru, like where like Koiru is immediately like, yeah, you won't win against me,
Yeah,
just like in
I
One
got
Piece.
yeah, it's just good.
Mhm.
It's a solid shakeup. I'm very curious to see what it's gonna bring, and like because Ryugi's kind of having like a crisis of faith and of sorts, or like he's devoted, or I don't know, he's just like he
Like a
doesn't
crisis
think
of self, like
crisis of
he's
self that relates to faith. Yeah,
yeah, because he's worried, like he still has like devotion and faith towards the god, but he's starting to realize that he put his faith in this god as like an eternal being that will always be there even when he's gone, and now he's starting to realize that it's like he had like a false perception of take a sword, that it is like something capable of like dying or going away, and then like that makes him realize that maybe his devotion wasn't pure selflessness towards this god. It was like related to like self-interest or comfort or whatever, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but it's just like he you know had this idea of what his dynamic was and has to like figure things out. So now he's like, all right, I'm giving up being a ranger, and then the ring flies off, and finds a new guy who's like a handsome prince type guy. So I'm
okay, yeah,
mhm.
I'm interested to see what this new character will be like, but also I'm like I feel like we already have a lot of rich guys in this show.
Exactly, yeah, because Machiro and Rikuo both kind of fill that like by shonen, like that type of character. I don't know what he's gonna like bring to the table other
Yeah,
than, I don't know, like in this whole arc it kind of reminded me, because it's around the same time in the show, in what is it, Q Ranger, when the Silver Ranger, like he becomes evil for like a few episodes. It's like
yeah.
around this same time where it's like, oh, right after summer, things are sort of getting back on track for the story, and then this like huge upset, like status quo change happens, and you're like, whoa, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I can
So
see that.
yeah, I'm
Dang,
not
Q
saying
Ranger's
he's like,
almost
I don't think
10.
okay, I
I
know
just
that's
realized that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, 10 years ago that was, man, was that Ninja or
It was like
Zyuohger?
around the Ninja was like ending around, but then Zyuohger was starting. I think I don't
Yeah.
know.
So
My memory, but like we're approaching 10 years of Q Ranger is what I'm saying.
yeah, because that's 2017. So
Yeah,
um good times. That's a I like that show quite a bit.
same.
But all right. Anything else to say about
Yeah,
Gozuger
good. Some
before we
good
move on?
Gozuger episodes. Kind of like we're kind of in a let him cook era of the show where it's like
Right,
I'm
yeah.
not sure where this is gonna lead to, but hey, I'm enjoying my time.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
like the characters. I like the fights are still engaging. The episodic plots are mostly still pretty good. Yeah, no major complaints. I really enjoyed these two. Like I said, the first one that we talked about, like there was actually some good like emotional moments in it. So
Yeah.
thumbs up. I like Gozucher.
All right. Time. to open your dreams, or that's not what the phrase is called. Don't lose your
Yeah.
dream. Don't lose your dream. It's time to wake up, everybody, because it's time for Kamen Rider Zeztz episode 1, which has actually been simulcasted like in the US officially, thanks to Shout Factory.
Yes.
We had a whole. We weren't there for the 2 weeks that had the freaking like up and downs of the dramas of the
Yeah,
how's
that's
this
true.
gonna begin, like what's gonna happen with the simulcast, but like
And even like
it's
within today, it's changed multiple times. Like it went from like, oh,
like you
it's just a
can't
constant live
pause.
stream. Yeah. And then now it's like, okay, you can rewind the thing now. It's a normal live stream. I just downloaded it off of a website.
Yeah,
So to
completely
watch it.
understandable.
Hmm.
So yeah, we got another Yuya Takahashi Kamen Rider show, directed by Kazuyo Kamurocho, who like
Yep.
directed some really great episodes of X-Aid and Build. So
Yeah.
we're kind of
I'm a big Horiuchi guy. I love
yeah,
that.
I like
Yeah.
his Sentai shows a lot. Like King Oger, I
Hmm.
liked Real Soldier, even if it had problems, I liked his direction on.
Hmm.
Um, just lots of fun stuff both of these guys have done,
Yeah.
and I think this is a really interesting like first episode. Someone said it feels like the show was on 2 times speed, and I can kind of get that, but I also think it's like it's purposeful, like the manicness of like this is a because most of this episode takes place in the dream world, so that manicness
Yeah.
fits.
I feel like I hear that complaint, or maybe not complaint, but I hear that comment like pretty much every year. Just because the first episode usually takes 2 episodes worth of content and puts it into one episode.
Yeah, they're trying to
But
get everyone started on the same foot, so it's like, hey,
yeah, I really didn't feel it that much this year. Like I didn't feel that it was like too rushed or anything. I felt like it took its time. It's still like slow rolling it because we still like have very little of an idea of like the full scope of what's going on. I felt similarly with Gav, where like the first episode, like, oh, the hero knows more or less what's going on, but we, the viewers, don't. Whereas like this is of course a more typical like, oh, the hero Baku, like we have no idea, like he has no idea what the hell is going on. He's just sort of like put into this weird scenario, and it kind of ends on a like a mystery of like, oh, what was it, a dream or was it not, etc. Yeah, we'll talk about
yeah.
the episode obviously in detail. I don't mean to skip ahead there, but
No,
I
hey,
just
we can
wanted
talk
to,
about whatever. How are we
yeah,
feeling about Baku? Because
I. Mm-hmm.
like I am feeling like I like him a lot, but this is not the character they kind of advertised, and I kind of like that.
I agree. I think it is similar to Geats, where, but except for it's like Geats, but they've combined Kawa and Ace into one character. Where like for the advertisers, like, oh, he's like the cool agent guy. He's doing this stuff. He's killing the nightmares. And then there was like some things in the trailer where it was like giving away the fact that he's just like a normal loser. But
But
I
they kind
wasn't.
of
I
hid
didn't
that. There
fully
was like
like.
a we. They kind of
Yeah.
hid that, like where it's like
Mm,
in the trailer cutting, they were like, okay, he has some goofy bits. It's typical Kamen Rider comedy or whatever. But
yeah.
it's like no, that's his whole personality mostly, and he just think he wants to be this great secret agent, and he is in the
Yeah.
dream world.
Mm.
Just
But he's kind of like a jobless guy, whatever kind of drifter
yeah,
in, which is very funny that both the
yeah,
Sentai airing and the Kamen Rider airing are like two unemployed guys. So
yeah.
cool. But yeah, I agree. I think that I was completely thrown off, and I was immediately like, all right, I'm really engaged in this character now. Then I kind of like know what his deal is more clearly. So
Yeah. Very curious what the deal with the belt is, because it's like it just kind of like this. Apparently, it's like Zero who like just speaks in English, like he
yeah,
just kind of
yeah,
keeps talking to him and just be like, "Hey, you should wear this belt," and it's like okay. And I
yeah,
also gave me like the first episode kind of gave me like the wizard backstory vibes, because the wizard we only see glimpses of Haruto becoming like overcoming
yeah.
despair, but this is like we actually see and the way they direct it is very interesting because it's like he's grabbing onto the light bulb as like all darkness surrounds him as like, oh, I like that. And it's kind of like yeah, it kind of reminds me. It reminded me a lot of Wizard's backstory, even like some of the style where it's like, yeah,
Yeah, I
man,
expected it to be like Wizard or Build, because of the trailers. That it was like, oh, he
yeah,
had been doing this for a while, and we're just like getting a glimpse into it
yeah,
now,
but like
like as the
no,
story kicks
but
off.
no,
But no,
no,
like
this is
yeah,
he becomes the writer here, and it's also like it's still very wizardly in terms of like themes where it's like you're overcoming nightmare, overcoming despair, but it's like
mhm.
it's still like remixing them in this very interesting way. We even get like the Zenigata of the show, who like already knows about the nightmares, who's like, oh
Yeah.
man, these nightmares are causing some problems.
Yeah, as somebody who likes a lot of that like weird dreamscape, lucid dreaming, paranormal, like all of that like weird nonsense, the like Nightmare Men and the Shadow People and Hat Man and all that. Like, it's fun to have a show that's sort of dedicated to like exploring those concepts. The idea of like, oh, all the villains are a Freddy Krueger, basically.
Yeah, like there was
The
a lot
mon-
of Freddy Krueger posted on social media,
mm,
like on my end, where it's like
yeah.
after the episode aired.
The monster for the first episode is pretty cool looking. It's like a gun nightmare. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
its
think
like
that's what
official
yeah,
name.
it's called Gun Night. It is literally
Okay.
called Gun Nightmare.
Okay, yeah, because I thought I was like the gun devil from Chainsaw Man, and then yeah, but yeah, very cool. The very beginning of the episode, like the first like dream fight, is
Yeah,
super
we're
good. Like that's
yeah,
such a
I like
good.
when they had each of like the bullets or like little like eras like having the main cast of the show
Yeah,
like
that's so fun. Like that's when I was like, oh yeah, Kami Horiuchi, he's cooking. Because
yeah,
like yeah, just like great action directing. Which is nice because that was one of the best parts of Gav was the
yeah, like
action and everything.
and
So
it seems
it
like they're gonna
feels
keep it up.
mm, yeah. So in like a little bit more like ostentatious and everything, but
Yeah.
still like very entertaining. And then of course the Hiroyuki Sawano music. That guy, he sure loves making the Gundam Unicorn soundtrack over and over again, like that's the that's the one thing he loves
Well,
the most in the world.
to be fair, he only did the theme song. Go Sakabe Go is doing the actual like in-show
Oh,
music.
the music that plays like during the fight is not him.
It's not him. Yeah, that's a different like guy. It seems like they're trying to like be
Okay.
like low red Sawano or something, but it's
Okay,
still
okay.
good. It's still
I was
good
gonna say
music.
like because it had that same like flow of a Sawano song where it starts all low and then like it really like kicks up into this like epic,
Yeah.
like orchestral synth sort of music. So yeah, he only did the intro is what you're
Yeah. He
saying is
only
in the
composed the intro with like other vocalists singing,
yeah.
and I really like the intro. I've been listening to it all
Yeah,
month.
I like that quite a bit. So I'll have
Yeah.
to readjust my expectations then. So
Yeah, it's the same composer as Gav, actually. So,
oh cool. Yeah. Gav that had such a very energetic fun
yeah,
soundtrack, obviously, with all the like the chanting from the Pikmin.
yeah,
Um yeah. So I really like that.
yeah.
So
Just like yeah, I mean, hey, but it really shows like Go Sakabe is very versatile with his soundtracks. Like in terms of he could do like the fun, like energetic Pikmin chanting, and then he could do like the big epic orchestra Gundam Unicorn
yeah,
beats.
that's one thing I like about Kamen Rider in general is how much the music changes from season to season and really like establishes the identity of the season. Like even comparing this to Geats, the previous Yu Yu Takahashi show, that had such a like crazy freestyle jazz soundtrack, and then and I'm thinking of stuff like you had Forze, which had this like techno soundtrack to it, and then Wizard had a more like epic, like orchestral chanting, that kind of
Mhm.
music to it, and then Gaim with like the
So,
the yeah the yeah the like Sengoku like beating on the war drums, war chanting, everything like that. So good stuff. I always love that about a Kamen Rider show, like its tone and identity through the music. So
yeah. And I also love the first fight, like the first proper fight
Yeah.
where like the Zeztz driver he just kicks him through all sorts of just
Mhm.
random. That was my favorite
Yeah,
part where it's like
that's
he kicks him
that's
through like
really
a
cool.
volcano or like just all these
Mhm.
areas. And I also
Yeah.
kind of like how they kind of emphasize the dream emphasis where it's like he buffs up, like his muscles
Yeah.
get buffed up, where it's like when he throws a punch or kick.
Yeah.
Um,
It's cool how different it is than, again, like comparing it to like
yeah,
Gav, where Gav
yeah,
was so like, oh, it's impressive because they used a lot of like practical, like down and dirty, like tussling kind of fight, and you're like, whoa, this is cool. And then this is like, oh yeah, Kami Horiuchi, CGI effects, awesome, still
very
awesome choreography and
spectacle.
like camera work. Yeah. So it feels like King Oger or something, it's in that same domain. Not like, hopefully that doesn't mean that they're just going to be standing in front of green screens the entire show, like with
There's
King
still like
Oger, but
practical like environments. There's
yeah,
still like it's just more like there's a lot of
yep,
CGI enhanced, kind of like X8. It feels
yeah,
like where it's like
yeah, I feel like now knowing that the real world is going to be a bigger focus than like the dream world, then I'm not as worried about that as I was when I first heard, that it's like, oh, it's in a dream world, and also this guy is directing it, etc. I'm like, I like that
yeah,
guy, but that was a problem in King Oger. I also like the lead up to the fight is really good, where he's just like getting, like he's running, and it feels very like when you're running from a monster in a nightmare. Like they
yeah, very
they
much desperation.
yeah, they did a good job capturing that, and
Yeah,
like he feels like really like afraid, and even when he like understands he's in a dream and tries to use his lucid dream powers to beat the shadow people, he still gets his ass kicked because
yeah.
the monster is like more in control. So I don't know, just like really cool, really strong start to the series.
Yeah, very intriguing. Lots of mystery being built up
Mm,
right now. So, and we'll see how it pays off. But I'm liking it so far. I think it's
yeah.
interesting.
Mm.
I can't wait to see the opening visuals next episode.
Oh
Hopefully,
yeah,
so
that is gonna be good because, like I said, I like that opening quite a bit. So
yeah. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this episode of Toku
yeah.
Talkers. Wyatt, plug your stuff.
Go on over to Twitter at Bluesky, Wazbranger,
Do
WAZP
it.
Ranger. Go on over there. It's mostly stream of consciousness stuff. I heard there are rumors that there will be a Nintendo Direct on Friday. Um, so possibly this week we'll finally get the release date to Metroid Prime 4. So if you want to see a guy, oh, really just going to town about posting about that game, then follow me on social media, please. And if you're interested in hearing more from me, I have my YouTube channel, It's Only Magic, where I post cartoon personal retrospectives. And I also post my podcast, Cartoon Buffoons, where we go
Yeah, I was
through
just
all
on
of,
it.
yeah, just on it to do Transformers Animated. And we just put that episode up. So check that out. We go through all the Cartoon Network shows in order. And if you want to get the episodes a week early, you can go onto the Patreon. Also, It's Only Magic. $3. You get Cartoon Buffoons a week early. You get the videos when I make them early. And if you only got $1, that's fine. I'll still accept it because you get Wow Cool Robot, which is me and my friend
Wow.
Wayne going through every single robot in existence. It's like 5 to 10 minute episodes. They're a lot of fun. So check out all that stuff. Buster, how about you?
Yeah, you can find me at my own YouTube channel. Kind of taking a smaller break from it right now. I'm still making videos, it's just not really making like bigger videos like I want to right now. But you can also find me at Bluesky where I'm yapping about all sorts of things. I also subscribe to this podcast channel, Modular Media, where just lots of fun podcasts be happening. At the end of the
Mm.
month, we're going to talk about Red versus Blue, and then who
Oh,
knows what
cool.
else. Yeah, I picked it because I felt like just being a bastard.
Yeah.
I don't even hate the show. I love it a lot. I just wanted to annoy my friends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a
Also
big
just
show, so there's a
yes,
lot
we're
to
only
talk
doing
about.
we're only doing the first 13 seasons plus the finale movie. I
My
didn't want to
God,
make
yeah.
them watch the bad episodes. Uh, but yeah, you can tune out for that at the end of the month. You can also find Toku Talkers every week whenever we get around to doing it. Gonna keep talking about Zeztz. Gonna keep talking about GoZuger. Gonna keep talking about
Omega.
Omega. you can kind of tell how I feel about the show.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna keep talking about it either way. So yeah, make sure to tune in, and we'll see you next week or whatever for the next Toku Talk. See ya.
Peace out.